Game 6 of the National League Championship Series. Odds makers have come out making Clayton Kershaw a really solid road favorite here. And the Cubs at plus 125 with Kyle Hendricks on the mound. I think that's where the value is. Look, Clayton Kershaw is the best pitcher of this generation and one of the greatest pitchers of all time, no doubt about it. However, Kyle Hendricks has been absolutely lights out at home. He pitched really well against LA. This is about plus money value on a Cubs team looking to break a curse, to go on to the World Series, win the pennant, and doing so against Kershaw, I think it's kind of poetic considering he is the best pitcher of this generation. So I like the Cubs here on the plus money line. They're rolling a little bit right now, and Kershaw has not gone unscathed in the playoffs. I'll talk about that in just 1 second. This is all about that plus money value. I kind of like to see it go Game 7 because, it's just more fun to watch. But value-wise, getting plus money value on a really good home pitcher in Kyle Hendricks, I think that's the way to go. And it's tough going against Kershaw, but again, I think back in the Cubs as the underdog is the smart play today. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this game. Let's look at Kershaw. What's there not to look at? I mean, the guy is absolutely incredible on the season. He comes in 1.69 ERA, 0.72 WHIP. It comes in with the title of best pitcher of this generation, as I've already mentioned. And against the Cubs, he was fantastic. 0 earned runs, 7 innings. But however, in the playoffs, when you look at him a little bit more closely, Washington got to him just a bit. They scored 3 runs off him in the first game, and then the second time they faced him, they scored 5 with a decent amount of hits. So look for the Cubs to go ahead and take advantage of the fact being at home, and they get to see Kershaw for the second time in a short amount of time. That might also help the Dodgers against Hendricks, but again, it's that plus money value to go ahead and take a shot against Kershaw and the Dodgers today. Cubs are hitting the ball really well. They're one of the best hitting teams in baseball versus left-handers. So, again, that plus money value on the Cubs, I believe, is a smart play, as well as this guy right here, Kyle Hendricks. Absolutely having a great, one of the probably the most underrated player in baseball right now. He comes in 2.13 ERA, 0.98 WHIP, along with a ridiculous 1.32 ERA at home this season and a 9-2 record at home. Against the Dodgers, he allowed just that solo shot to Adrian Gonzalez. That's it. He's been fantastic, and nobody really talks about him and how dominant he has been. We hear about the regular players. You hear about Kershaw and Bumgarner, even Arrieta, or the other day, John Lester. But Hendricks, nobody has really talked about him, and that's fine. I think the Cubs like it that way. The guy's been absolutely lights out at home. There's no reason not to back him against anybody on the plus money line. So I think, again, taking him to go ahead and keep the Dodgers in check and to give the Cubs, a chance to win this. Again, underdog value, sure. Let's go ahead and back the Cubs today at plus 125. Check SBR and see where this line moves. But if you can get some underdog value on the Cubs, I think that's the way to go. Right now, we're right at 500 as far as our picks for the playoffs, but we have had 3 underdog winners. So that puts us probably just a little bit into the plus money. Still not as good as we'd like to be. Let's go ahead and take a shot with the Cubs. That's my MLB baseball pick. If it goes Game 7, it's going to be really interesting. But let's take a shot for the Cubs to go ahead and win the pennant. And I wish you luck on your picks today.